High in the snow-covered mountains of Japan, travelers once told tales of a mysterious woman who appeared during blizzards. She was known as Kuchisake-onna, the woman of the snow. Her beauty was otherworldly tall, graceful, with long black hair and skin as pale as ice. Her kimono shimmered white, blending with the snow around her. But her eyes were cold, and her breath, when it touched a man, froze him to death. One famous version of the story tells of two woodcutters, Minokichi and Mosaku. Caught in a blizzard, they sought shelter in a hut. In the night, Kuchisake-onna appeared. She killed the older man with her icy breath, but spared the younger, Minokichi, because of his youth and beauty. She warned him never to speak of what he had seen. Years later, Minokichi married a beautiful woman named Oyuki. They had children, and she was a devoted wife. But one night, he told her about the strange encounter he had as a young man with the woman of the snow. As he spoke, her face grew pale. She revealed herself. She was Kuchisake-onna. Because of our children, she said, I will spare you. But if you are unfaithful, I will kill you. Then she vanished into the snow, leaving him terrified. Kuchisake-onna is not always portrayed as evil. Sometimes she is a tragic figure, wandering the mountains alone, cursed to live between worlds. But whether merciful or merciless, her story has chilled listeners for centuries. Chapter 4, The Curse of the Doll. Okiku Ningyo. Among Japan's modern ghost stories, one of the most unsettling is the tale of the Okiku doll. In 1918, a young boy in Hokkaido bought a doll for his little sister, Okiku. She loved the doll dearly, carrying it everywhere. Tragically, the girl fell ill and died at a young age. Her grieving family placed the doll on a household altar in her memory. Soon they noticed something strange. The doll's hair, once neatly cut, seemed to be growing. At first it was short, but over the months and years it grew long, reaching the doll's shoulders. No matter how often it was trimmed, it kept growing back. Convinced that their daughter's spirit inhabited the doll, the family brought it to Manenji Temple, where it remains to this day. Monks there periodically cut the doll's hair, which continues to grow. Scientific examinations have confirmed that the hair is real human hair, though how it grows remains unexplained. Visitors who see the Okiku doll describe a powerful, eerie presence. Some say its eyes seem to follow them. Others feel chills just standing near it. Whether or not the doll truly holds a spirit, it has become one of Japan's most famous haunted objects. Chapter 5, The Ghosts of Aokigahara Forest. At the base of Mount Fuji lies Aokigahara, also known as the Sea of Trees, thick with twisted roots and dark foliage. It is a place where compasses often fail. For centuries, it has been linked to death and spirits. In Japanese folklore, those who die tragically or by suicide may become restless ghosts, wandering where they perished. Aokigahara has long been associated with such spirits. Travelers reported hearing whispers, footsteps, or cries, only to find no one nearby. Some legends claim that ancient families abandoned the elderly in the forest during times of famine, a practice known as ubasud. The spirits of those left to die are said to haunt the woods still. In modern times, Aokigahara became infamous as a site of suicides. Authorities patrol and post signs urging visitors to reconsider, but the reputation persists. Paranormal enthusiasts claim the forest is filled with spiritual energy, a place where the boundary between life and death is thin. Those who venture deep into Aokigahara often tie strings to trees, a lifeline to find their way back. But some strings end abruptly, cut or broken, as if swallowed by the forest itself. Whether psychological, cultural, or truly supernatural, Aokigahara remains one of the most haunted places in Japan. Chapter 6, The Samurai and the Restless Spirits. Japan's history is filled with war and tragedy, and where blood was spilled, spirits are believed to linger. Many stories tell of Onryo, vengeful ghosts born from betrayal and violence. One famous story is that of Taira no Masakado, a rebel samurai in the 10th century who declared himself emperor. He was defeated and beheaded, but his head refused to decay. It was transported to Kyoto, yet legend says it flew back to Tokyo, landing in the area now known as Otemachi. For centuries, Masakado's spirit was feared. Disasters and fires in the area were blamed on his wrath. Even in modern Tokyo, his shrine is carefully maintained, and companies nearby pay respects to avoid his curse. Other tales speak of battlefields where ghostly warriors march at night, their armor clanking in endless reenactments of war. Samurai, bound by honor and unfinished business, are said to remain restless long after death. Chapter 7: Modern Kaiden Urban Legends of Japan. Ghost stories did not end with ancient times. In modern Japan, urban legends keep the tradition of Kaiden alive. One of the most famous is Kuchisake-onna, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. According to the legend, she was a woman mutilated by her jealous husband. Her mouth was cut from ear to ear. Now she wanders the streets wearing a surgical mask. She asks passers-by, "Am I beautiful?" If they say yes, she removes the mask, revealing her horrific mouth, and asks again. Few survive the encounter. Another modern tale is Take-a-teke. This ghost is said to be a woman who was cut in half by a train. She drags herself on her elbows, moving with frightening speed, and the sound tek-tek echoes as she chases her victims. These urban legends spread like wildfire among children and teenagers, whispered in classrooms and shared online. They show how the tradition of ghost storytelling adapts to new eras, reflecting the anxieties of modern society. Chapter 8: Conclusion. Why these stories still haunt us. Japanese ghost stories endure because they speak to universal fears, betrayal, loneliness, injustice, and the unknown after death. But they also reflect uniquely Japanese values, respect for the dead, the power of memory, and the idea that unresolved emotions linger beyond the grave. Whether ancient legends like Okiku and Yuki-onna, haunted places like Aokigahara, or modern urban myths like Kuchisake-onna, these stories remind us that death is not the end. The past is never truly gone. It breathes beside us in whispers, shadows, and flickering candlelight. So as you finish this journey through Japanese ghost stories, remember, telling these tales is not just entertainment. In Japanese belief, when you speak of spirits, they may be listening. And tonight, as you turn off the lights, you may hear a faint voice in the dark counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.